Okay, so I just thought I'd do another video, a quick update on what's going on. Well, as you probably know, I haven't got back into doing my electronics stuff at the moment because I've just been too tired. Um, I just can't get my. I feel like my gears are out of sync. And so I've been just wanting to chill out a bit and fly my drone and that, but the weather's lousy. Can't even really do that apart from the other day, which was really just a test, really, just to see if it was stable. I really do want to get the drone up to a high altitude to take some video of the castle, but I just don't do it. I mean, where I am, I'm on a bit of a peninsula, and the winds can be extremely powerful high up because I'm looking at the UAV forecast app, and we can have winds at ground level at 14 miles an hour, but when you get up to like 400 feet, you can have winds up to 40 or 40, 35 to 40 miles an hour. We can have some pretty strong winds up there, and obviously I don't want to be flying up there and my drone just uh, zooms off into the distance, never to be seen again. So yeah, we did have some weather during summer. There was some days when we had some really calm weather where we had hardly any wind at all. It was like I think it was like 20 miles an hour at high altitude, which was even lower than that. Um, but that was during a time when I didn't have this other drone, and it was also at a time when I had the 4DRC F3. I remember the last, yeah, the 4DRC F3. So, which I'm selling that one in the second-hand shop because, although it had good video, it was unreliable. I mean, sometimes I'll start the app and start the drone, the video would work, and then for some reason the video would just freeze up and it would just lock up, and I'd have to restart the app and the drone and to get it to work again, and that was just nothing but a pain. But this other drone, the global drone, the GD95, um, it's the video is atrocious. It's terrible. It's not even worth videoing, to be honest with you. I mean, it's probably good for taking snapshots, photographs, of the castle and that if I was able to get up there. But I honestly don't think it's got the range. Um, so what I'm trying to do is recover some money from selling my other drone off, and if I do sell it before Christmas, I've got my eye on another drone which is apparently quite decent. I've got a thing on my screen. The Seafly Mini apparently is a reasonably decent. I've seen some reviews where some people moan about it doing circling the drain basically when it starts to do a spiral, and it just, yeah. But not many people. I think that's mainly because of bad compass, or if they haven't done proper GPS. I know from experience from the other drones that if you don't get a good GPS lock, if you don't get at least 9 or 10 satellites, then drones do tend to start doing weird things. And so it might be just that they didn't calibrate it properly or fly when there was enough satellites. But the Seafly Mini apparently is a good drone. And at the moment, Banggood's um, doing a good deal on it, about 144 quid. Or is it 140 quid? Pounds sterling. So I'm not sure what that is in dollars. I think it's 160, $170 or something. But they're doing a special offer on that, and I'm just thinking whether or not I can afford to actually pay for that in 3 installments. 3 month installments. I could maybe do that, but I've got to finish paying off this one first. The Global Draw 95. I've got to finish paying that one off, which is about 30 quid a month, which isn't too much. I can just about manage that. But to actually buy the Seafly Mini, that would set me back about 40 to 50 pounds a month. It's cutting a bit close to what I can afford to pay for, to be honest with you, but I might be able to manage it. I just don't know yet. We'll have to see. What with the winter fuel bills and all the extra cost of paying my electric and gas, I just I don't know at the moment. But as I say, I would like to get back into doing my power energy stuff, but I haven't got the heart for it at the moment. I just haven't got the optimism at the moment. I'm feeling a bit flat, you know. Um, I just have to I have to get myself in the right frame of mind, and my health isn't that brilliant either. I'm just tired all the time. Um, but I just wanted to give you an update on what's going on. So um, yeah, I don't know what else to say really. But I've been watching loads of YouTube videos on reviews to do with the all these different drones that are out there. And one of the common mistakes I've noticed, a lot of people don't even mention about the UAV app thing, but a lot of people do seem to be getting enough satellites. According to the app, they're getting 12 to 15 satellites, which is all good. So if they're getting enough satellites, and if the app actually tells them how many they've got, that's brilliant. Um, I noticed that on my GD95 drone, I don't trust the remote control telling me how strong the signal is. It I tried to do an experiment where I put the remote control and the phone inside the microwave to block the RF signal, right, while it was turned on. And I looked at I put the remote control in the microwave, and I held my phone, and I was looking to see how strong the signal was, and the bars didn't drop down at all. So I'm thinking, is that fake? So it's giving a fake signal. It's telling me that I've got a good signal when I've not. So anyway, I was trying different things. I had the remote in my hand, and I put the I was just trying different things to see if I could get the signal on the bars to go up and down, and it wouldn't do it. So I think some of these Chinese drones, they've got fake displays. They don't give you a real reading, and you've got to be careful that you think you've got a good signal and you haven't, which is, to me, that's really bad. I mean, you need to know if you've got a good signal or not. So that can cause problems, so especially if you're flying away and you think, oh, I've got a good signal, but no, you haven't, sort of thing. You think you have, but you haven't, and then you could lose contact with the drone and stuff like that. So those sorts of things really annoy me. They really make me feel untrustworthy and unsettled about some of this stuff, because if it's not going to tell you the truth, then what's the point in buying it, you know? So I looked at a bunch of reviews to do with the Seafly, and I like the Potentic Atom as well. I think that's a brilliant drone. Looking at the reviews, it's really good, but it's outside my price range. I think they're in the £250 range. I can't afford that. That's too much. But maybe eventually it'll come down in price. We'll have to see what happens with that. But so I've just, anyone that's watching my channel probably thinks, well, how comes you've suddenly gone into drones and all that? Well, you have to remember, if you go back to the start of my channel, years ago, we're talking about what, 7 or 8 years, like 10 years ago. I used to be into flying on the flight simulator. I used to like flying planes in the flight simulator. So it's not new to me. That flying stuff isn't new to me, I mean. But flying it in real life is a different kettle of fish for me. It's something I've always wanted to do. I've got a tickle in my throat. It's just driving me nuts. So I've always wanted to fly a model aircraft, but it's only recently that things have got more affordable. I mean, you got to remember something. Back in the if I go back to the 1970s when I was a kid, you would hear stories of. I would hear about people who had owned model helicopters, and they were flying these model helicopters. And back then, we had even less money in our pocket, and even then, the costs of buying remote control helicopters and things like that, they were like £1,000, £2,000. That was just in today's money, that would have been the equivalent of 5,000, really. If you think, oh, maybe more than that, because obviously with inflation, as you wages go up and people get paid more money, but back then we had very little money. People that were doing apprenticeship work. I think my first job, working at an engineering firm, I used to get paid like £22, £25 a week. That was the basic wage for an apprentice type, when you're 17, 18 years old. That was a very low income. So if you think it, I mean, that was ridiculous, really, if you think about it. Whereas today, you would get, people are getting paid that in an hour. So I might have been paid that in a week back then, but now people are being paid 25, 30 quid an hour or something. So I mean, you can see that there's been a huge difference between how people were paid back in the 1970s to what they're actually being paid in 2023. There's a hell of a difference. So but we're still paying a lot of money on taxes and everything else, and the cost of living and all that stuff. So anyway, I'm waffling. Sorry, I'm waffling a bit here, but all I'm trying to say is I've got to. I've been trying to economize a bit by not doing my hobby with my electronics research and everything else, and keeping my heating down. And I've been able to basically save a little bit of money to buy these helicopters, these drones. So by saving a bit of money each month, and we're talking about £30 a month, right, towards buying a drone, which is what I did with the GD95. By saving that little bit of money, I was able to do that. But if I was doing my other hobby, my electronics research, and if I was also having to spend money on that, I could not afford to buy drones. You see what I'm getting at? I can't afford to do both. So, and I wanted a bit of time out, a bit of time to relax, just something different to take my mind off the stresses and problems of the world and all that. I wanted some time to myself, really, because when I'm doing all these YouTube videos and to doing my research, I don't get much benefit from it. It's mainly helping other people, but I don't really get paid for doing it. I generally don't get paid anything for doing that research. And more often than not, it's a bottomless pit. When I say bottomless pit, I mean I'm putting money into something to do the research and to build these magnetic generators and everything else. And at the end of it, if it doesn't work out, the only benefit I've got from it is learning how not to do something or how something works, but I don't have an end product, if you know what I mean. I don't have something useful that I can excuse me. I don't have anything useful at the end of it. And it was that was getting me down. It was that was really getting me depressed and getting me fed up. And so that is why I decided to just get a drone and actually get some enjoyment from it, because it's something you can have and you can fly and you actually get something out of it. Whereas I wasn't really getting much out of doing my research. I wasn't getting anywhere. I was like chasing my tail. So I think you can understand why I needed this time out, why I needed to just do this other stuff for a while, because I feel like at the end of it, I can sell the drone. I can sell it on, and I can get my money back. You see, and it's no big skin off my nose. So that's the whole point, really. Is by doing my um, flying the drone and all that, and buying a drone. It's got some incentive for me to uh, buy the drone in the first place, because I think, well, I can always sell it and get my money back, most of it anyway. So you can see why I feel quite happy to be in that zone at the moment. Anyway, that's it for now, because video's getting too long. Bye for now.